Monday, May 13th, meeting of the Ayer Board of Health. I am calling to order. It is 5:30 p.m. and we're going to open the meeting just to enter directly into executive session, and then we're going to come out of that into the public regular standing meeting. Would someone like to read notices?
This one, the top?
Yeah, we have to read, well,
That
since
one?
Carly's here, I'm going to take advantage of that. We read the top one first, right? The hybrid meeting notice? Okay, yeah.
All right. This meeting, hearing of the Board of Health will be held in person at the location provided on this notice. Members of the public are welcome to attend this in-person meeting. Please note that while an option for remote attendance and/or participation via Zoom is being provided as a courtesy to the public, the hearing will not be suspended or terminated if technological problems interrupt the virtual broadcast, unless otherwise required by person versus virtual attendance accordingly. This meeting will be live on Zoom. The public may access the proceedings by joining Zoom meeting ID number 880-9915-1478 or by calling 301-715-8592. For additional information about remote participation, please contact Samantha Benoit, Administrative Coordinator at sbenoit@ayer.ma.us or 978-772-8220, extension 145, prior to the meeting.
Okay, so we are called to order. Now we have to read the executive session thing. Does anyone have that? No. The wording, Kylie, do you have the wording for the executive?
I know it by heart. I can help you out if you'd like.
Absolutely. Can you prompt me? All right, perfect.
Someone's gonna want to make a motion to enter into executive session pursuant to Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A, and it's exemption 3, I believe, on the agenda.
Yep.
For litigation strategy regarding two cases. One is 17 Taft Street and update. The other one is Mimi's Place legislative update or legal update.
Okay.
And at the conclusion of the executive session, you'll enter back in open session.
Okay. Do either of you get that sufficiently to make a motion?
Say so moved.
So moved.
So moved.
So moved.
Yes.
Oh, actually, can I move or does...
You can.
I can? All right, so moved. Somebody second?
Second.
Second.
Aye.
All right. All in favor? Do I have to do let's do a roll call.
Supposed to do,
Yeah.
poll.
Okay, Mr. Slasky.
Aye.
Ms. Peters.
Aye.
All right. Ms. Papineau says aye. We are in executive session.
Okay.
Public input. I see we have no public, we have no input. Unless there's anyone lurking out there on Zoom, I don't hear it. Okay then, old business, harm reduction van update. What's going on? Trish is...
So it's tomorrow, we're having the meeting
Okay.
on Zoom, and I'm assuming the same, it's the chief.
Yeah, it's the same group.
Same group.
Right, yeah.
And the discussion was where we all had to come to an agreement where it was going to be parked, what were the hours, come to a conclusion. Well, maybe not that, Carly, that certain, I don't know if we'll come to a conclusion tomorrow, but it'll be discussed again with
Okay.
the location especially.
So we don't have a specific location yet. That's still...
What happened
a
to the
little
library?
in the air.
The library, I don't know, it just didn't, Carly, do you want to speak to that?
Yeah, so there was some concern brought forward from the police department, the chief specifically, on the location of the library. So he found an alternate location, which is the town parking lot behind the fire station, in between the fire station and Dunkin' Donuts. It has never been filled because it was built right when COVID started, so it's empty, basically, most days. There's a couple cars.
Just a few, yeah.
Yeah, and the van could fit right in along the guardrails on the side. The chief feels more comfortable with that location. So we're going to be meeting on it tomorrow. Additionally, in the meantime, we've gotten an MOU, we've drafted, so the town will have an MOU with, help me with their name, the company that's going to be running it.
Oh, I can't remember their
can't think
name
of it.
either.
I don't have any of
I know
those
exactly
notes.
who you mean.
Yeah, who's providing the
Who's providing
service.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
There was discussion also about privacy, like.
I thought that was part of the reason for the library.
Well, yeah, but when there was discussion also that even if you parked it closer to this end of the library parking lot, that just, I don't know, it just didn't seem like a good fit. There were some people that felt it wasn't a good fit. So the discussion was this parking lot, and the only other obstacle that we talked about was really the privacy part of it. We could just, or they're gonna measure, put it closer to, if you know what parking lot that, so if you're down.
It's a long
If you're
one,
at the
right?
beginning of it, and you park it that way with the door opening away from everybody, that was part of the
got it, I see.
discussion.
Yeah,
But then Cindy Lavin had said that probably is not going to be an issue. And parking was not going to be an issue because a lot of the clients really.
It's mobile.
It's a mobile and it's close
Yeah.
to town. It would be foot
Right.
traffic, so.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more, and are you going to be on that one tomorrow, Steve?
No.
No? Okay. So that's
so that's
basically where we left
continuing
off.
then
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah, and we're gonna finalize the MOU between the town and the provider.
Great.
Yep, there's, we used a sample out of, I think it was East Long Meadow, but they have the same exact program running.
Awesome. Is it still looking like, was it end of July was?
They're shooting for July 1st, I
July
believe.
1st.
July,
Yeah,
okay, end of
yeah.
June,
Yeah.
July 1st, okay.
Well, actually, the East Long Meadow one, they're paying for it with their opioid funding. Obviously, this is already being paid for by the
Yeah,
state, so
Yeah.
we don't fund any portion of it, but.
Okay.
Right. So the discussion's going to be about where it's going to be parked, how it's going to be parked, the funding, as far as insurance, that's what you were talking about with how the town,
Yeah, so
go ahead.
within the MOU, we're basically indemnified, and, if they're offering the service, it's under their insurance.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're simply offering a parking spot.
Okay, good.
And then just more discussion on the hours, what day, probably,
Yeah.
the day.
I think Mondays,
Mondays.
midday on Mondays
Good,
is the last we heard, but we'll firm everything up tomorrow.
good.
Yeah.
This is great.
So
I'm really
there's a
happy
lot of
with
input from different people.
Yeah.
Cindy Lavin had, she has a great insight.
Yes.
Because of what she does.
Yeah.
And I don't know, was Tim, was the chief?
Yep, both chiefs were.
Both chiefs?
Yeah.
Cindy, and then with the first one, there was the, not DEP representation, but to hear, when everybody has, stuff to say, it's
You know what-
DPH.
I found really interesting. She had a comment I would have never thought of. The lady who is the recovery coach kind of person at the one meeting that I went to brought up for the library location, she said, well, would people use before court? And I said,
They what?
would they use before court?
Or-
And I said, damn, I would have never thought about that. But I guess there was an idea of that being that close to court. I don't know if it's the stress of being in court, but would you use before? Would you use right after?
Maybe that was something that
or-
the chief was talking about too, as far as having,
Yeah, I don't know if
Yeah,
there was
I
some
think
thought that it
that-
would be a trigger, or I wasn't sure exactly what the tie-in was, but I thought, wow.
I think that
that's-
was one of the points that Chief Gill brought up
Yeah.
about, proximity to and certain parties.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
We'll see.
Okay, well, good. I'm glad that we're still on track with it. And one thing that, I was disappointed too about the library, but I have to hand it to Chief Gill that it's really easy to just say no. He at least came up with an alternative.
Yeah, he actually came up with it.
Yeah.
The alternative site, which I thought once they said no to the library, we would hit a wall.
Right, I
At the
do
end of
too.
it.
Yeah. I gotta give him
The
credit.
administration for sure is supportive of the program.
Right.
I think there was some confusion at first. We've clarified, obviously, it's not a safe injection
Yeah.
site.
Right.
That was
Yeah.
at first how it was kind of presented, I think. And it's a shame because it's not that at all.
No.
Yeah.
So, no, I think we're happy to host it. And Chief Gill, we met with him and all parties met, and
Yeah.
I think we're happy with this location.
Good.
And we'll hear more tomorrow.
I'm just glad that we're doing it. It's good.
Okay.
Kind of related, opioid funds.
Oh, yeah.
That, I think there isn't really anything new, right? There's
Right.
just kind of a task force that's been established, and again, Trish is representing Board of Health on that,
Yeah.
so. Is there a, next step meeting for that or anything, or?
For the funding?
I
Yeah,
think we're due to meet.
okay.
It was we met once, but then it was right before town meeting and then,
Yes, that's right,
Yeah.
We
yeah.
had another, what is it, June
yeah,
14th was a tentative date for,
second meeting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
for
second.
the
Okay,
boards.
okay.
But select board, we were going to try and include and talk to them about it.
Right. Oh, on the van.
On the van.
On the
yeah.
van,
And not
yeah.
the money, I forgot to
Yeah,
include that.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, yeah. As
Yeah, I
far
know
as
on the money, it's kind of, we're looking for some community input too. for-
Yes, so we're meeting just as departments, now, the social worker, police, fire. Now, the funds don't all come in at once, they trickle in depending on where they're
Yeah.
from. So there was a town, meeting article, we had
Yeah.
put everything into free cash basically, and now it's
Yeah.
into this special revenue fund, so everything's going in there now.
And that's gonna happen automatically now that
Yep.
we did that, right?
Right, yep.
Good, good.
So what we're doing is meeting to, look at, okay, here's what we can use the funds on, what do we want to use the funds on? B, what's the public process look like for the funds? Is there, some cities and towns are doing a regional approach, some pooling money
Yeah.
together. Some are going through like a Neshoba associated, because they already have programs established. So basically, why reinvent the wheel if there's funding, we have funding that
Yeah,
could
yeah.
augment what they're already doing.
So there's like a short list of what it can and can't
Yeah.
be used for.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Just so.
yeah. Yeah, I can get you that list, no problem.
yeah, it has to fit into certain categories.
And what's the
Yeah.
time, the time frame, I mean, the timeline from the time they distribute it? It goes how long before?
I want to
It
say
trickles?
14 years.
Yeah, it's long,
So
isn't it?
it's, yeah,
So with that amount, you get only so much each year?
right.
Yeah,
So it's hard you can't do a big thing because you don't have
yeah,
Right.
all the funding. It's,
But like you said, you can contribute to
Yeah.
something else
Yeah.
that
Right.
might already be established as,
yeah, exactly, yeah,
something going.
yeah, that's a good point.
yeah. So,
Okay,
All right.
awesome.
well, thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Yes, thanks for having me.
You're welcome to join us anytime.
I would love to.
Review of regulations. Did anybody have any regulations they were dying to jump on and update? I thought
We-
that
Just did this.
which?
When we did the hotel motel, that was,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, just kind of looking at our overall thing. What I was going to do was, I was going to volunteer to get with Bridget on the tattoo one, because she had mentioned that tattoo stuff, we don't have any tattoo establishments in town right now, I don't believe. But I think she said that it's another one of those, it's like, our reg is pretty much exactly from the state, and she was gonna check, and I was gonna just check to see if, were there any recent updates. She wasn't really aware of any, so we might be able to just reaffirm that one. So I'm gonna do tattoo with Bridget.
Didn't we had a place here a couple of years ago?
We did. We had
Last very
two
long.
that I
One
recall.
was on Main Street, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
was there one on Park Street too?
Not that.
There
I know.
was.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
Yeah. And one on Main Street. Yep.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter that we don't have any now. We could have some at any moment. So I'm going to look at tattoo, and if you have, either one of you, any burning urge to just take a look at a regulation and either.
But they're not
Say it's
all
okay.
expired, though, right?
No, none of them really expire.
None of them expire. Some of them
Yeah.
are just old.
Some are
And then
just-
I know you guys have reviewed and like updated them, but the records of when and where and
Yeah.
who got really funky.
Yeah.
So part of it is I just want to clean them all up. We said yes, they're all great this year. And
Yeah,
then
get some
I came up with
clean
that.
sign copies.
And
yeah.
nothing looks outdated. I mean, as far as.
No,
making like a-
really the biggest one is the Aquifer Protection District.
Yeah.
Right.
Which
Yeah.
we may just be able to push to the planning board. I think that's almost all of it's their
I
responsibility
think it
now
is.
anyway.
Yeah, I think that with that new zoning from a couple of years ago, I really think that we have to do that because it says we're not the special permit granting authority. So,
So that might be one.
yeah.
And then I would, not right now because we're smack dab in the middle of it. Actually our animal and fowl one, which
Yeah.
you guys updated in 2019. But as I'm getting in the applications and trying to talk people through it, there's actually some weird contradictions.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So
interesting.
it's I mean it's nothing crazy, and
Yeah.
obviously all these people have been had chickens for
Yeah.
how many years, but it's definitely so one of the things, if you're new, you have to get an abutters list,
Yep.
but nothing states what to do with the butters list. So I have it.
Oh.
But
that
are we
makes
having a
sense.
hearing? Do I send out notices? Are you supposed to notify nothing clarifies?
Okay.
So they
okay,
spend the
interesting.
$25 to get the list, and then I have it. And if you guys want to host a hearing, say 5 years down the line, well, that list is actually now out of date.
Yeah.
So clarify that, and also, I think we should look into, if you're, the enforcement, if you don't have the permit, you get a $25, $50, et cetera, et
Yeah,
cetera.
yeah.
There is nothing of if you're late.
Okay.
I don't necessarily know if we should have a late fee. It's a $30 permit, but at the same time, I was looking at the dates that I got permits last year from some people, and it was 5-6 months after
Yeah,
they expired.
exactly,
It was
yeah.
quite a while. And I
Yeah.
told Julie I never got notice one way or the other from one thing, but maybe
Yeah.
if we had
yeah.
something of,
That's a good thought too. Yeah.
because what happens is I send out the notices, I get a huge rush, and then like the last 13 people just never answer.
Yeah. I did a lot of work on that one the last time. I don't
Yeah.
mind looking at that one again.
And I mean, I would wait until after.
Yeah.
Permit season,
Yeah,
obviously.
exactly.
But as I was trying to,
That's good feedback, though. I did
Yeah.
make note of those
there was
two
just a
things,
couple
yeah.
of I was trying to explain to a couple of people, and they're
Yeah.
like, well, why do I need it? Well, that's a good question. Why do you need that? Let's.
Yeah, it should be a little clearer than that. Yeah.
So just things like that, and then the aquifer one.
Yeah.
If it's taken care of elsewhere.
Yep. I'm
So-
pretty sure that one is one
So if
that we're
and
just
we
gonna
did body art
Planning.
and then
get rid of. Yeah.
planning. So, and I know Bridget was looking at wells.
Yes,
so-
she's doing wells on her own. So, well, good. That's like 4 of them anyway that we've got. If we can kill those off over the summer into early fall, then that'll
So,
that'll
and
be
you were
nice.
talking, the tattoo one, isn't that the body art?
Yeah, it's actually body art.
We
right.
just did that one.
Did we just do that one?
Yeah, we did that one in January.
Oh,
We
okay.
had, because there really wasn't a lot to it.
Yeah,
Because
right,
we were
right.
just going to adopt the state.
Okay, so,
So
good.
January,
Then we'll
that
do
one was
that.
done, so
That one we did, all right,
we did
then,
that one in the wood burning boilers that no
Yeah.
longer exist.
yep,
Yeah, they don't exist. We added motels,
yep,
so
hotels are new, yeah, okay. All
I
right.
know you and Bridget were talking about floor drains and wells.
Yeah, floor drains, I thought was, maybe it's floor drains I was thinking of instead of tattoos, but that's the Bridget list.
And then of the other ones we have kicking around are solid waste haulers,
Yeah.
tobacco, animals, and aquifer.
Yeah, tobacco, I'm feeling like maybe we don't need to do this yet because we did some stuff with that, feels like fairly recently. But, yeah.
Tobacco was last done in, it looks like 19?
We have two, actually, tobacco.
Yeah,
Right,
actually,
right.
no, so in 19, this was the prohibiting smoking in public property.
Right, so there's that one, and then there's the sale of tobacco.
And the sale of tobacco.
That's the one I feel
That was
like.
sooner. I mean,
Yeah, that one I feel like we updated.
18.
Really?
18.
No kidding.
time flies when you're having fun, Pam.
I think that one's probably still all right. The only thing we probably want to think of is for the trash haulers and the tobacco. And actually, it's written the same in the animal one, is every year you're supposed to decide the fee amount.
Yeah.
We've just been
yeah.
sort of going with what we've always
Yeah.
done. So,
Okay.
if
That
we
would
want,
require a hearing to do that though, doesn't it?
no, because the bylaws state yearly the Board of Health will determine the fees.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So you don't have to hold a hearing, you just have to say this year we're going to charge you this much.
Okay. But smoking in public places or.
That one was 19, so that one's probably
That was 2018 when we.
2018
I know,
is
it
when you did the
doesn't seem-
sales.
This was like 100 years ago. But it seems like we just did it yesterday.
And,
All right.
and then this one doesn't, there's some weird old ones in here
Yeah,
that
I
I
know.
shove in the back and, like, there's one when you guys govern the transfer station.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, we don't do that one anymore. Nope.
So many files on the transfer station.
I know. All right. So I think that's good. We kind of have something we can do with regs. What about,
I'll talk to Danny about the aquifer one.
yeah,
Planning
that would
board,
be
so.
cool. What about, so the smoking, I know that one's a little old. I'm sorry, I'm on to call log already. Because did Bridget leave anything? Did she leave us package? Okay, I didn't think so.
Okay.
For call log, we had the one that complained of smoking at Apple Valley. Does that kind of gone away or is that still?
I shipped it over to tobacco control and she said she'd take care of it.
That's right. That went to Joan.
Oh, yeah. And it wasn't, I thought it was a complaint about employees outside? It's not? Is it inside?
No, well, I guess they've been smoking right outside the back door.
Oh, okay.
I was unclear. He wasn't clear if they were employees or residents.
Yeah, visitors.
But it was, we were
or-
smoking out the back door and, yeah.
Okay.
I will say this gentleman is a frequent caller
Okay.
of many, many complaints.
Okay.
And he calls many offices.
Interesting.
Who is it?
It's on the
Donald
call log.
He lives at Apple Valley.
Yeah.
I know he's called the clerks, he's called Carly, he's called me, he called Barbara.
Lives at,
I think he lives there.
Okay. Yeah, all about the smoking?
Yeah, well, no, not just the smoking, but different things.
Okay.
Things about water, things about. Unfortunately,
Okay.
because of the type of facility, most of it's run by the state.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
He's very pleasant on the phone. I'll give him that. He's very pleasant.
Awesome.
He's polite.
Yeah.
He understands that
Yeah.
we can only do so much, but
Yeah.
Sounds like he's lonely.
his hobby.
lonely. I guess he talked to Joan,
Okay, good.
so
They're amazing that,
Joan's lovely. So.
yeah, that they actually do stuff like that. I think that's incredible.
So I think that's taken care of. You know, he'll probably call me in 2 weeks and I'll go from there.
Okay. And I think So the air quality we talked about, and then the mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fellow that was living over here at the motel, and I heard that he actually has relocated, right? Did I hear that from you or from
don't
Bridget?
know.
I think I heard it from Bridget.
Complaining
that
about
he went to, yeah, his, I think son got, there's some standing water out in back of there, and I think his son or one of the children there got bitten by a mosquito, and he was very concerned about malaria.
Yes.
And depending on where he's from, probably makes a tremendous amount of sense.
Okay.
So I had suggested, I just sent an email to Bridget when I saw the email come through about that could, like, maybe Tamara talk to him, because being a nurse, she could kind of tell him that malaria is not really an issue around here. But then the next time I spoke to Bridget, it must have been Bridget. It was either you or Bridget, so if it wasn't you, then, yeah, Bridget told me that he's relocated.
I'm glad. He was very, very freaked out. I did what I could to keep him calm.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, that's not, I understand it's a thing. I did try and tell him, listen, malaria is not really a thing around here.
Yeah.
And he's like, but my baby's been sick. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I understand. Like,
Yep.
finally got him. I was like, I'll
Yeah.
get you someone who will tell you.
Yeah.
Probably okay.
Yeah. So I think that kind of resolved itself too. Though,
It's
but I never even thought of that, but it makes a lot of sense.
And then, of course, I got like 15 other phone calls looking for their septic stuff for
Yeah,
towns
things
that aren't ours.
things that aren't you, right? Okay.
Seriously, if you Google Neshoba, it's our phone number that comes up. That's why.
Yeah. That must account for half of your, well, probably more than half of your Board of Health calls.
Yeah, I went on vacation for that week. I had 9 phone calls for the Board of Health. Only one of them was actually
Only one of them was you, yeah. So it is more than half. All right, minutes. Does anyone like or not like minutes?
So I wasn't here for that meeting, so
I looked at them. I think they're pretty accurate. I would make a motion to accept the minutes from April 8th.
Okay, I will second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Not voting is
abstained.
abstained, since he wasn't here.
Okay.
Here you go.
Excellent.
Here's the signed one. And do we have any animal or fowl permits?
We have 9.
Wow.
9.5. I'm gonna say 9.5. One we can't do tonight.
We'll just take the 9 for now then.
She's very good. She submitted it. She just got the paperwork. All right, so I have animal and fowl permits for Adam Kuang, 813 Mulberry Circle. He has 8 chickens. I have Maureen and Badwi Bakara. They live at 80 Central Ave. They have 26 chickens.
These are all renewals, right?
All renewals. No one is new.
26.
So if these are renewals, do we have to make a motion to?
I think you can probably make a motion to accept them all.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Let's see, we have Rachel Kazara, she's 30 Groton Harvard, she has 9. James Stevies, 32 Calvin, he has 25 chickens.
Wow.
Lorraine Budka, 15 James Brook Way, 9 chickens.
Brookway, where's James Brookway?
Almost in Groton.
The James Brook is the brook that goes to Groton. So when you go down the end of the hill, past the hospital,
Yeah.
the brook
Yeah.
at the bottom, I believe that's James Brook right there.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
Julie Berquist, 4 More Drive, she has 3.
Just 3?
Just 3. She mentioned that they're getting very elderly.
Oh.
Brent Ruthier at 186 Littleton Road has 2 goats.
Goats, really? We have
Goats.
other goats?
Yeah.
Wow.
Jana and Michael Murphy at 11 Whitcomb Ave have 9 chickens.
Oh, I hear them. They're up by Neshoba Park. You can hear them.
Oh, yes, that's right, that's
Yeah.
right.
And Jose Maldonado at 72 Washington has 25.
Wow. That seems like a lot of chickens. Do they all lay an egg every day?
Not every day.
Not every day, but If you're
A lot of
happy.
eggs.
Yeah.
My daughter lost 3. She had a lynx. It was a lynx, because she
Oh,
took
wow.
a picture of it because she thought it was a bobcat. It wasn't. It had the tips.
Wow.
It was big, and it was laying by her stone wall watching her coop. And she said she put the girls to bed, and she's like,
Oh, wow.
Dinner.
said, he's gonna come back, Chelsea, you know that.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
Well, how should we do this motion? Do you want to,
You can make a motion, you can, all the permits, vote to accept all the permits as presented.
Correct.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Second.
okay, you made it, you seconded it, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right.
So, alright.
Got any bills?
I have no bills, but I have 2 pieces of mail. How's that for you? I received this. This is a notification to the Board of Health from it looks like the DEP, letting us know that Prism Response will be performing an asbestos abatement at the post office.
Who will be doing what?
There will be an asbestos abatement done at the post office.
Wow.
Is there asbestos in there? What year was that?
What's that?
What year was
I
that?
remember.
60? What
Yes,
year?
yeah, 60s, right? The
Yeah.
post office?
That was older than that.
40s.
Yeah.
40s, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, the addition they put on was probably
That's
in the
why.
60s.
Oh, okay, yeah, we're thinking the
Addition,
same
yeah.
thing.
It used to
Yeah,
be just
okay.
the straight building.
Yes.
The
Huh.
U.S. military helped pay for the construction of the post office.
Did they really?
Really?
Did because they wanted better mail for Tiff.
For Devon's.
Ah,
Interesting.
They threw a huge party and opened it on 4th of July weekend.
really?
There was pictures. It's the only reason I know there's pictures.
There's pictures inside the post office too, up on the ceiling.
But the
Oh, really?
Yeah.
the library's got quite a few. Lots of locals took pictures of the parade and all the stuff and the grand opening. I think it made
I vaguely remember the addition being put on
Yeah, I don't.
so.
because they expanded the parking lot in the back of the building. That had triple in size. There used to be 2 houses back there.
My mom said Lagos had a house
Lagos
back
had a
there.
house back there, right? And they moved one of the houses and they tore the other one down. Yeah, where the parking lot was in the back.
I
Yeah.
think I was too little to remember
One of
that.
the houses was beautiful. It was a big porch around it. I remember.
Really?
There's
Yeah.
pictures of that too.
Yeah.
So anyway, they are getting some sort of asbestos removal done. And then we did receive this, it was a third-party operation and maintenance inspection report for FBS tire recycling.
Oh, yeah, we get
So-
those.
We haven't gotten one in quite a while.
Yeah.
So if anyone's interested, this is the report of.
And is it an environmental report? Is that?
It looks like it's,
Yeah,
this is also
'cause
from
that's-
DEP.
Comes from DEP.
It's been
right?
up there for
Yeah.
a while now.
Yeah, and I don't know how often they do, is it an inspection report or like
Is
an
that the one
accounting report?
Off of Willow Road?
Yeah, up in the back
Yeah.
of where New Car
Been there for a
was.
long time. Because we had 2 fires up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a site inspection was performed
Yeah,
on
because we've
April
gotten
2nd.
those
Yeah,
reports
so,
before and we keep it in the property
yeah, I have a
file, yeah.
very large file,
One of the fires, Hanscom sent a crash.
Really?
Oh, oh,
We
so,
didn't have the stuff
The
for
amount
it.
of foam. Fire.
so anyway.
And it was tires too, don't those like, isn't it black billowing?
yeah, it's like nasty smoke.
Because Chuck said when he was a little kid that the junkyard used to burn tires, and he said on a Sunday it was black smoke up. Wow.
Yeah, that sounds like some pretty nasty,
Yeah.
tires have got pretty nasty smoke.
Okay.
All right, so I think we are done. Items for upcoming meetings, we'll do, just keep updated on harm reduction. Hopefully, I'll be able to get one of those regulations maybe ready to go, at least with Bridget, and then we'll tackle whatever else comes up between now and then.
And I'll talk with Danny about the aquifer one, because if that's just me.
Yeah, Yeah, just
They
ask
contradict
her.
themselves. There's no point in having it.
Yeah, and I guess the history of the whole thing is we did one before there was one as the zoning laws, but then once zoning took it over and they did those consolidated zoning laws, then it kind of took away the need for ours, I think, so. All right. Does anyone feel like making a motion?
So moved.
I will make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned.